Okay, so I wanted to occasionally take a day to go through bond conversations in Dynasty Warriors Origins because some of them are genuinely hard to unlock. Mainly like... my controller isn't working. Oh, because I was in there. So I want to go through the bond conversations. They'll start out with the way ones. I probably won't get through all of them, but I want to do like half an hour or so.
Hey, so why weren't we invited to the War Council? Huh? We did more than anyone else in the last fight.
Zhang Fei, remember our place. We are a band of volunteers without official positions. If we start demanding to be included in the council, we'll be seen as a burden rather than an ally.
Ah, you might be right, brother, but it still aggravates me.
Yes, I am of the same opinion. While our men were thrown into confusion by the sorcery, your militia alone kept your heads. None can dispute your contribution to our victory. I will ensure your efforts are recognized.
Why, thank you, Lord Cao Cao. We owe our success in battle to this warrior, who saw through the enemy's sorcery. He, too, deserves your lordship's praise.
I see. So, that clear-eyed gaze of yours sees through sorcery, does it? You rise above the chaos on the ground, roam the length of the battlefield, find the path to victory. Like a bird of prey soaring in the sky, Ziluan, that should be your name.
A winged omen that heralds the reign of a good king and condemns that of a wicked king, leading the world toward peace. Peace in the Luan.
Cao Cao, stop warbling like a poet. You're just confusing them.
His lordship is a true scholar.
Still, Zuluan. It has a nice ring to it, and fits you well.
Yes, I like it too.
It's not our opinion that counts, though, is it, brother?
A lively group you have here. I shall be counting on you in the coming battles.
So that's the first bond conversation you unlock with Cao Cao. This is the second one, then the third one, then the fourth one, and so on.
It's been too long, Ziluan. I knew we would meet again one day, but I never expected to see you as a retainer of Lord Wang Yun. I am happy that a man of such rank has taken an interest in you, but I find it slightly unfortunate as well.
Indeed. We all feel the same way. Lord Wang Yun beat us to the punch. If we had had you with us, things would have been a lot easier. That's for sure.
We are now contending against a group of treasonous retainers in the capital. Our allies in this fight are most notably Lord He Jin and Lord Wang Yun. The Yellow Turbans are not long gone, and now corruption has taken root at the seat of power. We must sever those roots or prepare to face the next Zhang Jiao.
I don't know how much you already know, but the situation in Luoyang is going to get rough.
You're going into the capital too, right? If we both make it out alive, I hope we meet again.
It's been a while. Thank you for heeding my request. Let me get right to the matter at hand. I'd like your help in fighting the Yellow Turbans once more.
Yes, their remnants are stubbornly clinging on.
It's surprising how they still manage to resist, given that Zhang Jiao is long dead.
They have a huge number of men in Qing province, and are now poised to launch a raid on Yin. As governor, my job is to eliminate any and all threats to this land.
As it happens, our lord was appointed to the post because the former governor, Liu Dai, was murdered by these yellow turbans from Qing. It has benefited us to have this territory as a base, but we cannot govern properly while such a threat lingers.
Right. And if those rebels were to launch a full-on invasion, the whole province would be devastated. We have heard reports that they don't even bring their own supplies. They rely almost entirely on looting.
So, they abandoned their fields because of war and poverty, and became marauders themselves. Perhaps their situation is an embodiment of the chaos of these times.
Do not think of them as mere rabble. They're an enemy willing to do anything. Treat them as such. They're unlike the Yellow Turbans we fought before. So keep your guard up.
So I think that's the one you unlock upon siding with Wei in Chapter 3, but I don't remember when all these occur, so I probably won't mention when they all occur.
Allow me to welcome you again.
Here, here. You've already done so much to help us. I'm glad you decided to formally join our forces.
Agreed. I just wish we could find more people like you.
On the one hand, you are valuable to us simply for your excellent abilities as a warrior. Yet, your versatility is what makes you special. And so I will not give you any strict orders. You can do as you see fit. Very well, then. Use your gifts to soar through the battlefield like a Luan.
We have enough ships, and enough men. We also have the fledgling Phoenix's plan, and an insider. We've done all we can to prepare.
But even so, the joint forces of Sun Quan and Liu Bei are deployed on the Yangtze River and at Chibi, ready and waiting for our assault. Soldiers are valuable not to be sacrificed. If the enemy were wise, they would never fight a battle that they thought they were destined to lose.
So you're saying they see a path to victory?
In numbers, we have the overwhelming advantage. But we must entertain the idea that they have devised the means to level the odds.
That makes sense. But what could it be?
Here, what worries me most is the chance of a fire attack. A massive fleet of vessels, packed tight on a river, will be a tempting target. But such an attack is risky. It's more than just setting a few fires amongst the enemy. Flame is a fickle enemy. Depending on the direction of the wind, the blaze can easily be swept towards one's own ships and men. The great Sun Tzu himself warned that fire attacks should only be used under certain circumstances.
The direction of the prevailing winds on the Yangtze seemed to preclude the possibility of a fire attack. For this reason, I too support Lord Pantong's proposal. We should chain our ships together and form a stable platform across the river.
This would address the problem of our soldiers getting seasick. But what if the winds were to change direction?
I doubt that would happen. It's not impossible, I grant you that, but still, unlikely.
Which is why We will be counting on you. We may have cause to call upon your power as the Guardian of Peace.
You have the power to read the movement of the air itself, yes? Which means you'll be able to tell us the instant the winds change direction.
Humility is all well and good, but I know you can do it. I've been relying on your extraordinary talents for a long time now, ever since we fought the Yellow Turbans many moons ago. You mustn't forget that more than any man, I know exactly what you're capable of. Now is the time to claim the mantle of greatness. After all, you are my Zluan, remember?
So I guess I should give a little context because at the point this video is coming out, I won't have started uploading my Dynasty Warriors Origins walkthrough, but I've 100%ed this game. So let's start Dian Wei's bond conversations now. Oh, I guess maybe the amount of hands in that one box is when it represents the chapter it occurs in.
Which one, though? Hey! Can't say I expected to run into you here. Me? I'm in the middle of picking up something for my lord. By the way, your exploits in that battle in Yin province were remarkable. Lord Cao Cao thinks extremely highly of you. I must admit, I'm envious. However, my lord can be hard to understand at times. Taking in the Yellow Turbans like that? I've said this before, but I'm the same as those Yellow Turbans. Lord Cao Cao ignored my past, took me in, and gave me his trust. Giving a roughneck like me something to be proud of in life besides physical strength. I must repay that favor however I can, even through something as small as odd jobs. Right, and when it comes to shopping, I can carry a good 3 times what an average person can. Would you really help me out? You're pretty sharp after all. I'd appreciate you checking over these items and their prices. Let me know if they're reasonable or not. You help me out here, and I'll treat you to a bite in return. How about it? I owe you one. Good luck to have run into you here. Well, I'm not going to let my good fortune go to waste. Let's get to it.
So obviously the hands don't represent the chapter they occur in, because that must have happened in chapter 3.
Hey, do you have a moment? It's nothing too serious. There's just something I'd like to say to you. Firstly, I want to thank you for your efforts in the battle with Louis Bu. If you hadn't been there, we'd have been in trouble. You have my gratitude, truly. I hope to repay the favor someday. Now you're making me blush. But it's nice to hear you feel that way.
Even with how much time I put into this game, I'm still not used to them calling Lu Bu Louis Bu.
How can I put this? Your background is something of a mystery, right? Yet, my lord placed you at his side, regardless. He is nothing if not open-minded. But it's not like I'm trying to draw your story out of you, so you can relax. We're comrades now, regardless of our backgrounds. We've both risen to prominence thanks to Lord Cao Cao. So, how about it? Will you serve him alongside me? With you there, I'd have another person I can really count on. I'm sure of it. Of course not. Please keep an open mind and think it over. My lord has a vision, one that gives me hope for the future. I'm desperate to help make it a reality. Yet there are many who would stand in his way. And sometimes, we're the only ones in a position to stop them. I'm sure you know what I mean. I'm not trying to worry you or anything, but just keep this in mind when times get tough, okay? Anyway, enough serious talk. Let's go eat. To protect a man like Lord Cao Cao, one must keep their strength up. You should follow my example. I didn't think I would have the chance to properly thank you. We spoke about resolve before, right? And now, we've come full circle. I would have been happy to lay down my life to protect my lord at one castle. But I'm even happier to have lived to fight another day. You really are something else. You risked your life not just for my lord, but for me as well. A humble man, I see. Then you'll have to allow me to thank you in earnest. Of course, I'm honored to have been able to put my life on the line for my lord in his time of need. But seeing how overjoyed everyone was when I came back alive, even now it brings a tear to my eye. And witnessing my lord's humble reaction in particular, even though I failed to protect his kin. He says that sacrifices are inevitable on the path to conquering the land. But it's not as if he's callously throwing away lives. Realizing that has made me feel embarrassed at how I've acted up until now. I must become stronger. I must protect those who would end up being discarded on the path to conquest. You've accomplished that, so there's no reason to assume I can't do the same, right? A man who's faced death is stronger for it. Now, we've still got some grub to enjoy. Can't protect our lord on an empty stomach, right? I owe you my life, so I'll be making sure you eat well every day from now on.
Alright, on to Guojia.
Going back early today, sir? The staff and the regulars will be disappointed, you know.
Sorry. I only came to pick up something I forgot. But I will be sure to come by soon. Oh. Would you mind keeping my coming here a secret from the others? If you would agree to staying silent, I will share a favorite of mine in return. That's right. It's a kind of entertainment. Something that will satisfy you. I've been rather indulgent recently, so I'd planned to stay away today. But I've changed my mind. This chance meeting is not one I can let go. So how about it? Shall we head out now? I might be able to find a new kind of fun with you. Quite the formal one, are you? Well then, let's head out on our first round together. There are too many people here. Let us go elsewhere. I'll go on ahead. If you wish to try a new experience, then follow me. Hi. I must say, I'm embarrassed to have you see me like this. I might have drunk a little too much last night. You can leave me here. I'll feel better soon enough. Not at all. Oh. I suppose there's no use telling you a lie. Those eyes will pierce right through it. I know you're the one they call a guardian of peace. Lord Xun was happy to tell me all about you when he was intoxicated. But it's not fair that I have learned your secret. So, let me share with you one of my own. You understand. I don't have long left. We've been through a lot together, you and I. But for my next and final journey, you will have to allow me to go alone. And yet, the reason I am telling you this, have you worked it out yet? Exactly. I want to continue to fight alongside you until the very end. And so, I have a favor to ask of you. I want you to tell me how far you think I can push myself. I always feel I can go much further whenever I'm around you. So keep that in mind as well. Thanks to you. Well, if you understand, then I'd like for us to stick together for as long as possible. Dear Zuluan, with noble wings and eyes like the dawn, when my time comes, I beg of you to guide my wish to the heavens.
So I'll finish Guojia and then do Jia Xu and call it there.
It's warm here, and being with you gives me a warm feeling as well, a feeling of security. It's probably just my lingering elation at still being alive. Thanks to what everyone's done for me. Jia Xu, Lord Xun, Lord Xun, all of Lord Cao Cao's top strategists depend on you greatly. At Mount Bailang, they advised you not to let me overexert myself in battle. As a result, I failed in my objective to live as I wished and accept death when the time came. I owe you all greatly for that, and I doubt I will ever be able to repay you. I suppose you're saying that to ease my worries. But as a strategist, it was obvious to me what you were doing, and I happily went along with it. My life will be shorter than others. That fact won't change. Nonetheless, I can't deny the change in my heart's deepest desires. Once, I would have been glad to trade my short life to help Lord Cao Cao achieve his goal. But now, I think I would rather live longer and achieve my own aims. I want to spend more time with my friends and with you. You are the one who changed it. You will take responsibility, won't you? Now, enough of this serious talk. Let's have some fun, shall we? I've been out of sorts lately, but having you around calms me. It feels as though nothing's impossible as long as we're together.
Well, hello there. It's been a while. Huh. Was it just me who felt that way? Oh well, in any case, that's not a bad thing. I'm not here for any particular reason. I just happened to hear a rumor about you. So I figured I'd come say hello while I'm taking a break. You know, all the things I have to do. I currently serve Lord Li Jue. He's one of the generals who succeeded Dong Zhuo and took control of the capital. After Louis Bu murdered Dong Zhuo, it was Wang Yun who took control of the imperial court. But then the remnants of Dong Zhuo's army, including Lord Li Jue, defeated Wang Yun and ousted Louis Bu, which is how we've come to where we are now. You were one of his house guests, right? Friends with his daughter? Anyway, I was doing decently well under our new leader, Lord Li Jue. But now, well, things have gotten a bit tense. Ambitious people like them always assume everybody else thinks the same way they do. So in their minds, anyone not demanding promotion for their achievements, like me, is suspect. So the more work I do, the less I'm trusted. Still, writing that out is also part of being a tactician. Making me spill my story like that. You've got a knack for making people talk. Glad to hear it. I wouldn't mind doing this every once in a while, if you're interested. Or maybe you're not, but I hope you'll say yes. In any case, it's fun speaking with you. Well, I'd better leave. Let's talk more in depth next time, huh? If we're both still alive, that is. There you are. I had a feeling you'd be around here, and I was right. I knew you'd be glad to see me. I've been wanting to talk more. We've known each other since before we started serving Lord Cao Cao, so I figured it'd be good to deepen our friendship. Then it's decided. Let's have each other's backs from here on out, even when things get difficult. Anyway, both you and I have changed, since we first met, haven't we? Especially since we met Lord Cao Cao. That man takes anyone under his wing. It doesn't matter if you're suspicious or if you try to entrap him. And we probably wouldn't be talking like this if we weren't both working for him. Right? If we had met as enemies, it would have been different. And working under Lord Cao Cao is pretty good, don't you think? He doesn't let emotion influence who he trusts. He leaves the past in the past, and all he considers is whether you fit into the future he dreams of. That's why I can propose ideas and speak my mind without worrying about the petty stuff. Besides, the tacticians around here are all just as quirky as I am. I can't help but look forward to each strategy meeting. Such entertaining times, you know? Well, you're beyond quirky, that's for sure. I don't have much in the way of personal ambition. In fact, I'm much more interested in making a path for someone else to achieve their goals. And that someone? Well, I was hoping it could be you. So, how about we remain friends from here on out?
Do I have a choice?
When you agree so readily, that makes me suspicious. It kind of makes me want to interrogate you. You know, something always felt different about you. But now I think I know why. I see hope in you. The deep color of the sky you see right before the end of a long, dark night. That's what's in your eyes. But there's more to it than that now. Anyway, no need to think too hard about it. Let's just continue to get along. I hope I didn't catch you by surprise. I wanted to talk to you about what's in store for us in the future. Yeah. I didn't want to keep you waiting. So, we've been serving Lord Cao Cao for a while. And he's made major progress towards his goals, having won at Guandu. And gained control of the Central Plains. Lately, I've been thinking about what I should do next. Do I remain with the leading faction and serve as a central figure in the forging a new era? Or do I head out in search of something different? Either way, I thought it'd be fun if I could do it with you by my side. Yeah, I thought you would. That's what I was hoping to hear. Still, things aren't set in stone quite yet, even if Lord Cao Cao has almost made it. But no matter what the future holds, I want to keep you close by. So, whatever you plan on doing, you can expect I'll be along for the journey. That's how much I like you.
Alright, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Also, I might have more bond conversations coming out later today. I haven't decided yet or not if I'm gonna do that or not. Okay, we'll be continuing going through the Wei bond conversations today. This is gonna take a while. We'll start with Dian.
Oh, of all the texts left by Confucius, that is what interests you? It is most valuable, but for you I may be able to procure it.
That would be very helpful. I was certain I could count on you, sir. Well then, I shall be back soon. Oh, did you need something? Ah, that was my teacher. He's an incredible man. Apparently, he taught history and military strategy in the capital. We met when I was looking for manuals on military doctrine, and we just really related well to each other. Just earlier, we were speaking about a particularly rare tome, and as you heard, I got a little excited. But you're probably not interested in such things, so I'll just stop there.
Do I be mean or do I be nice? I think I'll be mean.
Well, I appreciate your honesty. Being overly considerate of others will only make you yourself uncomfortable. I think it's important to be well versed in both warfare and academia. Relying on just one or the other is certain to lead to failure. It's important to develop both aspects. That is what I aim to do. But I didn't always want to be a scholar. My uncle was an unusually generous man, you see. Whenever he had success in battle and earned some money, he would buy texts and send them to me. I would make sure to read everything he sent. That's how I became so interested in reading. But I think I may have taken it too far. I now have difficulty connecting with others. So meeting you here is quite serendipitous. Won't you join me in my studies? By which I mean, you could come to me on occasion, so we could read together. No need to sound so cynical. It can be easier to focus alongside another than when alone. It would only be an informal arrangement. Even if we just pick up whatever texts we lay our eyes on and read them carefully, it could prove worthwhile. I recently got my hands on a military treatise, and I also have an unusual collection of poems. Great. So we'll be getting to know each other. In fact, I get the feeling we might end up friends for life.
I do like how they mention Li Dian's uncle earlier in the game, in this game. In the previous games, if he was mentioned at all, it was just some random conversation at Hefei.
Hey, you came as promised. It can be busy during war councils, but the rest of the time it's very quiet. Perfect for reading. Here, I have the text that you asked for last time. You have a good eye. I'm impressed. This is some fascinating stuff. Come on now. Surely you had realized. Anyway, it's great to be studying in a place like this. I believe a broad knowledge base will be necessary in the future. And studying with others helps you see things from other perspectives. With our Lord on the cusp of rising to power and quelling the turmoil, he'll need people that can help him govern in times of peace. I think if we keep studying together, we can be of use to him. Besides that, all kinds of knowledge can have value on the battlefield. That goes for intuition too, which many say I excel in. Well, on the battlefield, there are many things that are hard to explain. Do you know what happens when intuition strikes? All your accumulated knowledge comes together,
and provides you with a solution. Which is all well and good. But what use is that if you don't have time to implement it? In moments like that, I always feel self-loathing. And then I keep looking back on what happened, trying to figure out what I should have done. But I've not let you speak at all. I'm sorry. Thank you. Hearing that you're interested pleases me to no end. So, I should tell you, to be honest, I really just want to be close to you. All these things I've been saying are just pretext for that. Having you alongside me on the battlefield doesn't suffice. I want us to be like partners, striving in our studies together. Maybe this is just wishful thinking, but I have a feeling that things are going to go our way.
Yes, your study partner seems to understand well. To have two such students is a blessing indeed.
Then it looks like I have a rival. I'm looking forward to our next lesson, sir. Ah, I'm glad I introduced you to each other. He sounded delighted to have another student. So, how was your first real lesson? It's a different kind of challenge to fighting a battle, isn't it? Huh? No wonder you had that smile on your face. I know you don't remember anything, but maybe this isn't the first time you've taken lessons like this. It was wonderful seeing you so focused. I feel like I've gained motivation for the battles ahead. Our Lord is finally aiming to capture Jing province. If he succeeds, the entire land will be within his grasp. The province is said to be home to many great academics. They will surely be a great asset for us. Anyway, let us pray for victory. Who knows? My intuition is failing me right now. That's why we must have faith. Faith in the strength of our forces. Our Lord's insight. Our strategist's wisdom. Our army's might. Combined, they should lead us to our ultimate goal. All I can say is that I have a feeling. You know, your sharp eyes are the key to all of this. We're all truly counting on you. Don't think of it like that. Just keep doing what you do best. Find yourself in trouble, and I'll be there to help. Because even if we come out on top, it won't mean a thing without you. To usher in tranquility and peace, I need you at my side, working on official affairs. I sounded a little too self-important there. Still, I really am counting on your help. Once you found a good comrade, a friend, it's natural to want to stick together, right? I can't die in peace until our relationship reaches that level. And you've got your part too. You need to use your knowledge to survive.
My lord, you have returned. So, is the meeting over?
Who are these people? I don't recognize them.
They're a volunteer force, said to have crushed the Yellow Turbans in Yeo Province. They will be under my command in the coming battle.
Oh?
Allow me to officially introduce myself. My name is Cao Cao. I look forward to seeing what you're capable of in combat.
Sir.
So, I take it you're a lot more capable than the government forces. I am Xiahou Yuan. We welcome anyone who is here to help our lord. Isn't that right, cousin?
Xiahou Dun. You would do well to remember that if we're to fight together.
Thank you for your words of welcome.
They seem like more reasonable people than the ones earlier.
It would be wrong to think that all government forces are the same. Some among them are said to be even more brutal than the Yellow Turbans.
Indeed. And those are Cao Cao's true enemies. The battle against the Yellow Turbans will also aid us in removing corruption from the government. Keep that in mind. Cao Cao never acts to gratify his personal desires. You're as bold as he is. It's about time we see what the volunteer force is really made of.
Xiahou Dun, enough. When a man is not guided by the law, he is no different from a beast. Whether he is a yellow turban or a government soldier is irrelevant. Men who behave like beasts must be punished. That's all that matters.
I've heard enough moralizing. I must go and supervise the battle preparations.
Very well. You should ensure the volunteer force is ready for battle. I'll inform you of our plans later.
Leave it to me.
Hey, you. I didn't catch your name. Arrogant, aren't you? Or are you truly that confident? We're done here. Show me what you're made of in the coming battle. What a coincidence. Great timing, though. I finally have some time to talk, so join me for a bit. Well, Cao Cao is once again absorbed in his poetry. I thought it'd be best to not disturb him. He's a genius at that too, but unfortunately for me, he is constantly requesting that I read the classic of poetry. I guess people are naturally suited for different things. What about you? I'm glad I'm not the only one. Cao Cao is in the process of gathering support from noble families across the land. We need troops and supplies, along with open supply routes. It seems he wants to be prepared for our future endeavors. Yet, as our army grows, my work becomes ever more complicated. Damn you, Cao Cao. Always making my life more difficult. It truly is. But it can't be helped if he needs my help. Maybe I would start enjoying it a bit more, if you were with us. Looking back at the battle against Dongzhuo, I'm still amazed at how calm you were under those circumstances. I'm extremely keen to have you join us. You could be one of our officers, you know. The offer won't be around forever. Even I don't fully understand how Cao Cao thinks. Nonetheless, I have faith in him as a person. The path he walks is bound to lead somewhere interesting, don't you think? I've been talking too much. The poet's latest composition will be finished by now. He likes me to be there for the first recitation. I must return. Don't worry. This is my treat. Take your time.
You expect me to eat all that by myself?
We've grown in strength since you arrived. We're at a point where we can rival any other faction. Are you hungry? Eat and drink your fill. Don't worry. You've more than earned it. If you like. I feel we're close enough now. The real problems lie ahead of us. Though we have gained strength, our army organization is lagging. We've grown too big and too fast. The troops need training. We need equipment. Our structure needs reviewing. Provisions need securing. There is always more work to be done. My suffering will continue a little while longer, it seems. I'm glad we dragged you into our forces. You're a great officer, and useful as my eyes and ears. Cao Cao is impressed with you too, especially with how you command your troops. I hate to admit this, but I can't imagine doing this without you. No need to thank me. You'll make me blush. We're at the point where Cao Cao's goal of ending the chaos and forging a new era is finally within reach. The coming battles will have huge ramifications for the fate of the land. I can't say I'm not excited. All the more so, because you're here. Together, we'll open up a path for Cao Cao to achieve conquest.
Hey, how are ya? I thought I might bump into you around here. Guess I was right. I didn't mean to make you wary. I mean, you do remember me, don't you? Suppose I should explain why I, Xiahou Yuan, took the time just to come to see you. The thing is, I saw something in you, which is why I wanted to meet face to face again.
I'm not a huge fan of Xiahou Yuan's story or voice actor in this game.
You know what I mean. After seeing your feats in battle, I've no doubt of your potential. Lord Cao Cao and Dian liked what you did. They're not the type to show it, but they can't fool me. And if those two take a liking to you, that means you're the real deal, which is why I got curious. And with that, it's good to make your acquaintance. Great. I got high hopes for you. I'm sure we'll cross paths again. I look forward to it. Hey, I'm glad I ran into you. Felt like talking to you for a moment. I know this place with some good food. Feel like joining?
Why are all these people obsessed with hoisting food on me?
Yeah, you see an opportunity, you gotta grab it. Did I get ahead of myself again? You see, in battles, I usually get ordered to charge head first into the enemy ranks. Now, it's gotten to be so much of a habit that, as you can see, I have trouble holding back. Oh, is it now? Feels weird to have it said to my face. Anyway, I've been trying to find ways to make this trait of mine useful, like transporting rations more quickly and such. You can't skimp out on supplies. It can sway the tide of a battle. That's a lesson we learned when we went up against Louis Bu. Yeah, isn't it? Good to see that you get it too. That being said, I still don't know how to improve the rations transport. I've been trying and failing, and just when I think I have it, I fail again. I just keep going around in circles. It's a hassle. But, funnily enough, I don't hate doing it. And with you around, I think things will be even better. Oh, I might have prattled on a little too long. Let's talk more over food, eh? That's what I like to hear. Time to go discuss it over a meal. Let's go then. We're gonna eat till dawn.
So I'll finish up Xiahou Yuan's bond conversations, do Xu Huang's, and then end the video.
How's things? You've had a taste of officer life now. Starting to get used to things around here? No holding back, am I right? Good to see we can count on you. In any case, you're doing a fine job leading this band of ruffians. We may have our disagreements at times, but I got a feeling that you'll do fine. You were picked out by Lord Cao Cao himself, after all. Oh, almost forgot. I've good news for you. Remember when I told you that I was considering how to apply my natural talents to transporting provisions? Well, I think I've really found my calling there. Lord Cao Cao said my newfound skills will be a valuable addition to his force. Now, we can send provisions throughout the land with ease. We won't have to worry about plundering or getting sacked. We'd be one step closer to his vision. I've been trying to figure out what I could do, but I think it's finally coming together. Damn right. But you know, I wouldn't have come this far without you. Whenever I see you at work, my doubts seem to completely vanish, and I see everything in a new light. And I'm here wondering what I can expect from you next. I just can't take my eyes off of you. I'd appreciate that. I feel I can do so much more with you around. Let's keep giving the world something to be amazed at. Should be easy enough for the two of us.
Well then, please excuse me, Lord Pang Tong.
Well, don't get killed out there. Oh, speak of the devil. Greetings. Lord Shi Huang. This is the prodigy I mentioned. As good a time as any for a talk, no?
Wait. This is the one? Pardon my rudeness. I am Shi Huan. I serve under Lord Li Jue. I had been conferring with Lord Pang Tong regarding some concerns, and I had heard much about your exploits in the process. The man who now controls the court since Dong Zhuo's death. Perhaps you've heard of him. Lord Li Jue is raising hell in the war with Guo Shi. Chang'an lies in tatters, which troubles His Majesty's mind to no end. This will only exacerbate the chaos propagated by Dong Zhuo. At this rate, I will no longer be able to call him my lord. But what would become of me, then?
And that's why I thought, why not have him consult you? Because you're not beholden to a specific master, and I'm sure you've more than enough experience to share, do you not? Who better to gauge a person's abilities than you? Furthermore, we can be assured that you will keep this matter between us. So, if Lord Shi Huang here wants to forsake his lord, who would you recommend instead?
I would welcome your wisdom. Do you know of a hero who wields both the strength to protect the Emperor and the will to bring peace to the land?
Ah, so you approve of Cao Cao, then? I've heard he is well respected among his followers. The story goes that he would do anything in pursuit of his goals. Perhaps that is what it takes for one to claim the world for their own.
Lord Cao Cao. I see. He does seem to possess the ideals I envisioned for my future lord and hero. Many thanks to both of you for answering my unceremonious question. Meeting you here must have been fate. I would enjoy discussing other matters with you whenever we may meet again. May I have a moment? It is truly fortunate for us to meet again. I must ask your forgiveness for the last time we met, when I simply stole your sage advice and fled. That was nothing short of insolent. For that, I must apologize. After all, it is thanks to you that I am here, serving under Lord Cao Cao's command. Surprisingly so. In fact, he saw the warrior in me and took me in, despite our former opposition. Counting on Lord Cao Cao was the right thing to do. You can see in his eyes that his ambitions do not waver. And I have you to thank for showing me the way. Words cannot express my gratitude. I've suggested to the Emperor to look to Lord Cao Cao for support, and I must fulfill my own duty to the best of my ability. I shall continue to better myself, so that I may help Lord Cao Cao on the way towards his total conquest. Your words mean more than you can imagine. I will say that I am but a newcomer, and still in the midst of training. But if I may, I wish to cherish my friendship with you, as comrades on a path to bettering ourselves. I thank you, and hope for your guidance. I suppose you have come to train as well. Might we do this together? Training alone does have its limits after all. Thank you. There is much to learn from your form. After the Battle of Guandu, Lord Cao Cao is one step closer to his goal. It is now that we must exercise the most vigilance. For we shall serve him as his officers, even after he has unified the lands. Of course. It does not end there, however. After joining Lord Cao Cao's army, I have met many great warriors. Guan Yu, Xiang Liao, and you, of course. I have since done my best not to be left behind, and I have finally begun to realize what I must do. I am to seek new heights as a warrior, ones that only I can reach. This is my current goal. With you by my side, I am certain that I can make it a reality. Or rather, I must. I was only able to decide my path because I had you as my friend. Since our encounter at Yue Jin retreat, and even after I entered into Lord Cao Cao's service, you've helped this fool immeasurably. I will master the warrior's path, so that I will not be ashamed in front of my greatest comrade. Would you watch over me on my journey?
Alright. I'm not sure how often I'll do these videos. It's gonna take a fairly long time to get through all these characters, but that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. So I think I've decided I'm gonna alternate days between walkthroughs and bond conversations as long as time permits until I get through all the bond conversations, because it'll probably take me longer to do my walkthrough than it will to get through the bond conversations. So let's hop into it with Xu Zhu.
This is the right place for good grub. Why don't we have a meal together? Food's always better with company.
I do like this voice actor a lot more for Xu Zhu than his previous ones.
Great. Then it's decided. Let's eat our fill. Heck, if we're going to enjoy ourselves, might as well try out a few places, am I right? Never you fear. All of my go-to spots have food that's too good to resist. Well now, I'll take you around to a few choice eateries. That one over there is good. Same with the one on the corner. After those, we ought to take a stroll over to the edge of town. Happy to hear it. All of them are great, believe you me. And by great, I'm talking tasty, cheap spots where you can kick back and eat in peace. Oh, and they use food harvested from real nice fields. Veggies and potatoes really get tasty when people put their heads together and put in a ton of hard work on the daily. One of the higher-ups might get mad if they heard me say this, but don't you think tending to fields and warfare are kind of similar? So you get me. Glad to hear it. Farmers fight against weather, unknown diseases, you name it. They're risking their lives as much as the rest of us. Boy, all this talking is making me hungry. Let's hurry and get to our first stop. We'll eat tons. Be thankful for the great food, then eat tons more. Right at the same time, huh? This place is the best. Lord Cao Cao gave me some money when I told him I was planning on eating with you. Eat up and prepare for tomorrow, he said. He's just the best, don't you think? That's a lord I'm glad to serve. Right, so we can eat as much as we want. Good thing my stomach's always ready for more. Like the other day, he was in a pinch, and I managed to protect him without getting a single scratch on him. Then he gave me this great position, telling me I should stick around more. I mean, I was thrilled, but I couldn't help but worry about it. Well, I haven't been able to tend to my fields for a while now. And at this rate, there won't be enough of a harvest to fill everyone's bellies. But my job is to protect Lord Cao Cao, you know? So I got stuck worrying about which ought to be more important. And I figured getting Lord Cao Cao to the top has got to be the priority. Because if anyone can create a world where everyone can eat, it'd be him. So, if I can protect him, more people can eat. I don't know. Am I making sense? Yeah? Well, if you think so, it must be true. Still, I want to do as much as I can in the fields, too. I'll make sure to slide some of the produce your way. Hey, thanks for coming. I know you're busy. A place to eat, of course. And there's gonna be mountains of good grub. Remember what I said about continuing to work the fields? Well, I managed to get enough for a meal, so I had them cook it up for you.
That doesn't look very good to me.
It's all as fresh as can be. Eat as much as you want. Where I'm from, we do these harvest festivals each year. Boy, that brings back memories. Wonder how the folks are doing back home. The vegetables we grew there were so fresh, too, like you wouldn't believe. We helped each other out and worked hard, so we had some amazing harvests. But then, some no-good bureaucrat came around and told us to give it to him. Kids went hungry when we got hit with droughts. But that was nothing compared to being leeched on by greedy officials. Appreciate the anger. But you know, we all ended up just accepting it. We were already so tired from working in the fields, you know. We thought that's just the way things are. So when we met Lord Cao Cao, now that was a surprise. Whenever I look at him, I feel like our hard work really will end up paying off one day. He's an amazing man, someone we gotta protect. If I can work the fields again, under Lord Cao Cao's rule, I'll be happy. And you can help me dig up dirt. Hey, what's with the formality? You're a buddy of mine, and a good one. A lot's happened, sure, but I hope we can still spend some time together after the war. I bet we can work a really big place with the two of us. Oops, the food's getting cold. Let's eat already. There's plenty here to fill ourselves up on. Food, hopes, and dreams. Eh?
My apologies for calling on you like this. I'm sure you were also surprised to be handed a drink so suddenly. I figured. Such a gesture does seem suspicious. Though I do not have any untoward motives, I swear to you. This is simply my thanks for the other day. You saved my life, you see. After I failed to assassinate Dong Zhuo, you and Lord Cao Cao saved me from imprisonment. It is thanks to you that I live and breathe, and am able to serve his lordship. Now then, one moment, please. I fear I'm a bit shyer than most. If I don't fire myself up like this, I can hardly speak my mind. Good. That did the trick. I do have an ulterior motive for summoning you here. It's about your true identity, you see. Pardon my impudence, but you are the Guardian of Peace, are you not? Or I suppose I should say were, what with all of them dead except for you. The truth is, I had guessed as much when we met at Lord Wan Yun's manor. But this is the first time I'm able to confirm it myself. I heard that they undergo a special training regime. So I had misgivings that you might do harm to Lord Cao Cao. So I consulted with Lord Xun Yu in secret. Even so, I concluded that you have no reason to cause such harm, and that my worries were thus unfounded. From what I have heard, you have no memory of your past, yes? As such, I do not see you raising a hand to Lord Cao Cao. I was simply overthinking the situation. As such, I thought it would be best to thank you and apologize to you at the same time. That is all. Thank you for taking the time to listen. Sincerely, Xunyo. My tactics worked then. I would not have been able to explain myself otherwise. Perhaps realizing Lord Cao Cao's vision to unite this land shall be my life's work. Or it will cost me my life, at the very least. And then there's you, a guardian of peace who has brought us to this point. I will be counting on you further going forward. I shall have you become an indispensable piece of my greater plan. As such, I intend for the two of us to grow closer this evening.
It's either food or hitting on me. Or both at the same time.
Ah, I thought you might be home. Ambush successful, as it were. Indeed, as busy as you are, I thought setting a time in advance would be a bother to you. I knew that you were here and alone, so I figured this would be an opportune time. For a sudden visit, that is. There is a reason for my actions. I'd like to ask you for a personal consultation. That is, an objective evaluation of yours truly. Oh, I'm pleased you think so. I mean, I know I'm the one who asked, but I hardly expected you to admit as much so readily. I believe I shall require a congratulatory drink to still my nerves. One moment,
Here we
please.
go again.
Good. That did the trick. Perhaps with this sudden visit and troublesome topic, you wonder why I've come to visit today. I wholly understand where you're coming from. Last we met, I spoke of you, my savior, as a tool to be used in my schemes. The discourteous nature of my words has hung like a stone around my neck. Once we became comrades, I intended to make my erroneous blunders clear to you, and yet my initial remarks were so unbelievably rude. Compared to the likes of Lord Xunyu, Jia, and Jia Xu, my lack of tactical acumen is wanting. When thinking of my blunt decorum after our meeting, I wish to crawl into a hole and disappear. Or for you to reprimand me with the greatest fury you could muster. Such desire filled my very being. And then to have you validate me so, against my expectations, I now find myself feeling dubious as a tactician. Yet overjoyed as a simple man. As such, I find my feelings in a state of abject confusion and contradiction. I must admit I find myself at a loss as to how I should go about resolving this cognitive dissonance. What? Should I continue as I have been? If you, a guardian of peace, say so, I could hardly object. I thank you for your words of encouragement. Somehow I find myself more motivated than ever, to never feel discouraged and never give up. That is my conviction. Lord Xunyu watches over me with affection, and Lord Gojia always tries to get me to speak up. Lord Jia Xu gets up to all sorts of mischief, teaching me how to better think on my feet. And you bolster my motivation and allow me to indulge in such consultations. All in all, I suppose I won't run into any issues as long as I continue to do my best. The goal of today's ambush has been fulfilled. All that remains is to use this opportunity to further close the distance between us. Now come, let us drink through the night.
Will it happen a third time? I honestly don't remember.
And lo, I have come. I had so hoped to run into you. Could I ask you to spare a moment? I appreciate you not tossing me out into the street. I was in a strategy meeting with Lord Jia Xu and the others. We reached an impasse, and before I knew it, I found myself here. The water he recommended was dubious indeed. I was not aware there was any kind of water that could leave one in such high spirits. So you, who were not even there, have surmised the truth as well? How careless of me. After the Battle of Guandu, I feel as though everyone is even more unified in their desire to elevate Lord Cao Cao to ruler of this land. As more and more men of talent assemble to serve him, fortifying our core, I've begun to wonder what is to become of me. After all, I possess neither eloquence nor a sharp mind for innovation. And although I have a firm grasp on the nature of man, I am not one to deploy extensive strategies. And yet, everyone includes me in their plans, as if it is a matter of course. At this rate, I am not at leisure to be so self-abasing. I must offer many proposals, use what I can, and take on any and all possible challenges. This is the only way I can repay them. That is why I ask that you allow me to use you as well. I swear to you, I shall put you to work in the manner most suitable for your skills. Indeed, leave this to me. I shall find the best way to properly utilize the skills of a guardian of peace. Now that I think about it, you are the only one to whom I can show this side of me. Talking to you like this, achieving such assuredness with you. Is that a bed over there? I have become quite drowsy now that the tension has left me. Fret not, for I can sleep on my own.
Yeah, I would hope so.
Good night, and pleasant dreams.
What a pleasure meeting you here. You seem to be getting along so well with Lord Shunyo. I was hoping to get a chance to talk with you myself. I'm glad the feeling was mutual. I hope we may become more than just mere acquaintances. Let me tell you about what I've been doing. Just now, I was observing how things are among the people in town, to ascertain what role the government should play here. Warfare alone is not enough to clear a path forward for our leader. That is why I spend my free time walking the streets like this. Suspicious? Well, I suppose standing around in the middle of town is a little bit strange. By the way, may I ask you something personal? You have yet to pledge your allegiance to any specific lord. Might you consider putting your rare talents to use among our ranks under Lord Cao Cao's command? To bring peace to our world as swiftly as possible. That is why we want none other than you, a guardian of peace, to join us. It may be your intention to continue to drift across the land like a benevolent breeze, helping as many people as you can. But you must understand that allying with those walking opposing paths is no different than allying with none at all. It will accomplish nothing, and will instead further fan the flames of conflict. No one wishes for that. These are my thoughts on the matter. Our land should be governed by one capable leader. And that leader can be none other than Lord Cao Cao. It is he who will lead us on the path to peace. Do you not also wish for a swift end to the chaos that plagues the land? I would not presume to force an answer from you at this moment, but please do consider my proposal as you move forward. That is all I wish to discuss with you for now. But would you do me the honor of visiting me at my estate? I would like to foster a friendship between us, as men who share a similar fate. Oh, pardon my manners. I was so deep in thought that I'd forgotten our plans to meet. Yes, I've hardly slept at all. As much as it pains me to admit my failure to take care of myself. Matters of war have been left to Lord Shunyo, Jia Xu, and Goja. That leaves the task of governing Shu in my hands. I must also be vigilant against agents of Yuanshao, interfering with domestic affairs. And the recent incident is yet to be fully dealt with. Yes, the attempt made on Lord Cao Cao's life, at the behest of the Emperor himself. Truth be told, we had considered the possibility, but not so soon. It seems the Emperor feels threatened by our leader's power. Should a mere retainer be allowed to attain more power than the Emperor? This is a matter that we must now carefully consider. There are many issues at hand, but for now, I must remain focused on protecting our leader. Yes, you're right. I cannot deny the wisdom of your words. Perhaps it's fatigue taking its toll on me. But I find that my ability to focus is beginning to fray. The other day, I was out negotiating with officials and handling government affairs, all without noticing that my hat had caved in. The funny thing is that later I actually saw the ministers all walking together with their hats caved in the exact same way. I couldn't believe how quickly my carelessness had become a fashion statement. I suppose all I can do now is wait for it to go out of style. That would be an entirely new source of embarrassment, and they would wonder why it's coming from you. I'd like for you to keep all this to yourself. Let it be our little secret. Be that as it may, I am glad that we have made plans to meet later. If I am to rest, I would very much like it to be with you at my side. Now, shall we make our way to my estate? Please forgive me if I fall asleep on the way. My apologies. I was keeping myself occupied in contemplation while awaiting your arrival, and I must have drifted off to sleep. Do you really think so? I actually do that quite often. People just don't see it that way. In any case, looking like I am deep in thought while sneaking in a short amount of sleep is a talent that I am happy to have. Now, please have a seat over here. With the battle at Guandu behind us, the reign of Lord Cao Cao is starting to come to fruition. Starting with Luoyang, we have been expanding our influence over key territories and peoples across the land. No, your good intentions are more than enough. All the government affairs that I'd been tasked with carrying out alone before are now being handled with the help of many new hands. We have recruited not only Lord Shunyo, but also many other very capable people of great talent to our side. But as all this has happened, I have come to realize something. At first, I thought we needed a single, unrivaled leader to bring peace to the land. For me, that meant Lord Cao Cao. Looking back on it now, it seems that I drew this conclusion a bit too hastily. Our talents each have an important role to play. I have come to understand that we are at our most powerful when we all join hands and work together. I would also like to join hands with you. Regardless of what happens to me in the future, may I count on having your friendship? I am relieved. Now I can rest without a care in the world. By the way, do you remember that story I told you before? About that time I went out with my hat caved in and unintentionally started a new trend that spread like wildfire. I really should have just gone back immediately and explained it to everyone. But I had a reason for not doing so. You are the only one who knows my secret. I wanted to have something like that between us. From now on, you are the only one I need to be open with about my faults and failures. No, you're the only one I want. I'm actually quite stubborn, believe it or not. But I also love to be cared for.
I guess that conversation's over. So, I'll probably finish the video after I'm done with Yu Jin's bond conversations.
Hey, you! He's gonna be here soon, you know. Unless you take off now, you're gonna be worked to the bone, too.
That's good advice. Just go home and forget about training today. I don't want to see another poor soul broken.
The punishment he dealt to King's soldiers who pillaged during the fighting of Shu Province was so severe, I dare not even speak of it.
He shows no leniency in his training either, and it's about to begin now. Each session is more traumatic than the last. Once we get started, I reckon you'll change your tune. I can't even tell you how many times I've been at death's door here.
Just don't say we didn't warn you. And don't run away crying once things start heating up, no matter what.
No one said to slacken your formations. Fix them, now.
Sir, yes sir! Returning to formation.
What are you doing here mixed in with my soldiers? If you wish to partake in my drills, then join the formation properly. Time to commence the drills. Prepare yourselves. You have most impressive stamina and agility. Cultivated through many years of strict training, I imagine. Admirable dedication. The body and mind quickly wither if neglected. You do not fear me, do you? Surely you've heard of the rumors of my harsh treatment of Qin soldiers, stemming from a personal grudge? And you're not concerned about that in the least. My former leader, Lord Bao Xin, was slain by yellow turbans, who had come down from Qin province. They say my bitterness led me to dole out harsher punishments than necessary to Qin soldiers who failed to maintain order. Pillaging is a serious offense. My judgment therein is simply a matter of course. Personal grudges and the like do not factor in whatsoever. And I must continue to ensure proper discipline moving forward as well. It is the role I play, and my very convictions require me to do so. You must keep the details of this conversation private. If the soldiers knew, they would grow lax. Come by again next time you're up for an intense challenge. I'll help you focus both your body and mind.
You're here again? You really are fond of Lord Yu Jin working you to the bone, aren't you?
Are you going to tell me that your support of Lord Cao Cao is based solely on a desire for limitless training under Lord Yu Jin?
There might actually be something in that. People are starting to hail Lord Yu Jin's training as the most severe in the land. Anyone with a taste for that kind of thing would do whatever they could for more, eh?
All right, let's get through this session. Remember, every bit leaves us stronger. If you want to increase your chances of survival on a real battlefield, intense training like this is more effective than an easy battle.
No private conversations. I've told you more times than I can count to be in formation when the session starts. As punishment, you'll have an additional 1,000 practice swings before we start.
Are you serious? Forget the battlefield. We won't even survive this.
Don't talk back. It's only going to get us additional drills.
Back again. You'll receive no special treatment. You do understand that, right? I wonder how long you'll be able to keep that composure up. If you've forgotten the severity of my sessions, you'll soon remember. Time to commence the drills. Prepare yourselves. You remain as unafraid of me as ever. Despite how people usually end up after repeat sessions with me. Systematic order restricts individual freedom in order to make it possible to operate as a unit. And so, you can make assumptions regarding soldiers' responses. If anything, it's better that I be feared and detested. A drop in discipline results in distracted soldiers, so yes, I will accept their hatred if my training saves their lives. Soldiers are best poised for survival when order and discipline are sound and effective. That's what being a unit means. The reason I serve under Lord Cao Cao is because his beliefs closely align with my own. So, do not worry about me. This is my place. You too will be well served by allowing the hardships here to mold you.
Oh, it's you! I mean, hello, sir. Here for Lord Yu Jin's training?
He's earned quite a reputation after the victory at the Battle of Guandu was credited to his strict training.
A lot of new faces today, saying they want to undergo his training. If you're worried about the large number of people, don't be. They'll be gone soon enough. You and us are about the only people tough enough to endure Lord Yu Jin's grueling training. Strange, though. He seems a bit later than normal today. It's rare he's not on time.
Hey, he's here! And Lord Cao Cao is with him.
I've come here today to give praise to Yu Jin and his achievements. My strategists tell me that our victory at Guandu was due to order being maintained in the castle, despite the disadvantage. That was achieved by Yu Jin, a man without peer. You should be proud to receive guidance from him.
I'm grateful for the generous words.
Well then, work hard.
He sure didn't stay long, huh? Well, I imagine he's quite busy.
Which makes it pretty incredible he came here just to praise Lord Yu Jin, huh? I know I was moved.
You, over there. Have I not made it clear that there is to be no personal conversation? Now 2,000 practice swings for all of you, including newcomers. Then line up in formation. No one receives special leniency here. Time to commence the drills. Prepare yourselves. Quite a few ended up running away. What are you saying now? If we don't separate the wheat from the chaff here, we'll hold back those who have provided years of distinguished service. Those who understand what we are trying to achieve here ought to be able to sense that for themselves. I'll continue with little mind for how I may appear. After all, I have you and Lord Cao Cao, who see through to the heart of things. Thank you.
Alright, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, tonight we'll be continuing the bond conversations in Dynasty Warriors Origins. We're almost done with the Wei characters. I might make this video a bit longer and just finish off the Wei characters.
You have my deepest gratitude. You came at such short notice. Straight to the point, as expected. There's something I wish to ask of you. Now, coming to the matter at hand, I am currently helping with record keeping. I wondered if you might clarify some points about your activities during the Yellow Turban Rebellion. So you noticed how interested I am. How wonderful! When I first started serving my lord, I was just his record keeper. Desperate to be of more use, I went to my hometown to recruit men. I came back with 1,000 and was appointed their leader. I was very grateful, of course, but I have virtually no experience of serving as an officer. So I endeavored to learn from great officers and the stories of their exploits. That is why helping with the record keeping is an essential task for me. Many were awed by your deeds in that last battle. That is when I was reminded of a certain clan I read about in an old document. And I wondered if you might have some connection to them. Anyway, I want to learn everything about you. I hope that's no bother? Forgive me, I was being impertinent. In any case, I would be happy to record anything you can tell me. We can take it slowly. Starting with that recent battle, let us begin recording our story together.
That was a relatively short one.
Thank you for responding to my call. I would like to talk with you, if you don't mind. Well, I've been thinking of ending my record-keeping work. I wanted your opinion, which is why I wrote to you. Thanks to your cooperation, I've managed to collect a lot of battle records. And in the meantime, I volunteered on a number of battlefields and have gained some experience as an officer. Now that I have other duties to attend to, I find that I don't have the time to keep records. If I keep on like this, I will fail at both duties. It is not in my nature to do any less than my utmost. I feel it is right to hand my duties as record keeper over to someone new and inexperienced, as I used to be. As reluctant as I am to admit it, perhaps the time has come for me to permanently trade my brush for a sword. So my question is, will you join me in this next adventure?
Really? Thank you. I was worried that giving up my role as a record keeper would make it more difficult to start a conversation with you. Anyway, this may have been a short discussion, but that's all I wish to say for now. How about we train together? Let us race one another to the training ground. I hope we can continue challenging each other until the day our Lord's vision is realized. I apologize for calling upon you again, and being tardy at that. But I am glad to see you. Really? Well, that is... You're as kind as ever. The battle in Guandu is over, so I wanted to speak with you about the future. We fought in many battles together, and I feel our bond is now unbreakable. At the same time, our Lord has continued to make great strides toward unifying the nation. My aim is to lead the way on the battlefield. Lord Xiahou, Zheng Liao, and Li Dian too. Our Lord has incredibly dependable people in his ranks. My current goal is to prove myself to you, even amongst such esteemed company. Do you really think so? Suddenly, I can't remember what my goal was in the first place. But gaining your approval means more to me than I can put into words. Right now, we fight alongside each other as equals. But one day, I want to be the one leading the way. I hope to become the sort of officer who inspires absolute faith in his troops. If possible, I'd like you to make sure I don't lose sight of that goal. Thank you. That puts my mind at ease. Now I can charge on ahead. Oh, and remember the record I was creating for us to share memories? Back then, I felt a distance between us, but with all the memories we've made together, now I feel a lot closer to you. So, how about a training session for old time's sake? Let's do all we can to ensure our deeds go down in history. Well, let us go.
I must say, I'm surprised that you were so willing to welcome a stranger like me. But now that I've seen this calming place, I understand. We can talk here without interruption. You may be wondering why one of your enemies from the Battle of Jia Xu has come to see you. I cannot blame you for being cautious. I visited you today because I'm interested in your way of life. Will you trust me even if I give you such a vague reason? I'm glad I could pique your interest. Now, let us speak a little more. When I saw you on the battlefield, I found the way that you fought most fascinating. My eyes were ceaselessly drawn to you. At the time, I could not understand why. It was only later that I found the answer within myself. I realized that you represent my ideal. Precisely. The one true answer to what I desire. I haven't been able to keep you out of my mind since that battle. And what's more, I have heard talk that you kneel before no leader. Forget General Gongsun San. You are not even in the service of Liu Bei. You were merely a guest of theirs. The revelation was such a shock that I was forced to reflect on my own life. You stand on the battlefield of your own volition. Why do you apologize? The only one who should be sorry is me for this sudden assault of admiration. I believe that all paths in my life will lead me to the field of battle. For it is there that I can express my ability to its fullest potential, snatching victory from the jaws of a brutal struggle. It is when close to death that I feel the certainty of life. I have no hesitation in this way of life. However, I had never considered the choice of not following someone else. Oh, how narrow-minded I have been. I don't think I can go on fighting much longer, now that I know. Is that so? You are a very fascinating person indeed. If you have no objections, I would like to get to know you better. Let us spend the night discussing our philosophies on aesthetics.
I'd rather not.
Interesting. To initiate such a plan under those conditions. Your keen insight never ceases to amaze me. Oh, if it's praise you want, it's praise you will get. Where to start? Your extraordinary ability to read the battlefield is a rare gift. It is a great honor to witness your skills in action. Having an accurate perception of your own abilities is very important, especially knowing what happens when you attempt feats beyond them. I am sure you are aware that I am in the service of Lord Yuan Shao. He has of late come to be called the most powerful leader in the land. In the past, he has followed a typical path to power, achieving victories reliably through acquiring more resources than his enemies. But now, it's as if he is trying to become greater than the sum of his abilities. Perhaps he feels the urgent need to stand taller than his rivals. To pick fruit higher up the Tree of War, he does not use a ladder, but has begun the construction of a tower of great height and dubious stability. As someone in his service, I find this situation most vexing. Certainly you can understand my misgivings. Yes. He has managed to use his family name to intimidate rivals and consolidate his victories. But it cannot last much longer. A victory gained without wisdom and strength can be easily taken away. Because war is the great clash of human potential, and the ephemeral spark of that moment in history is what captures the hearts of men. I suppose I could. That's some advice I would never hear from my comrades. At any rate, speaking with you has lifted my spirits. It is always a pleasure, even if the subject matter is not. If, perchance, my ideal battlefield did exist somewhere in this world, I believe that it might be next to you. Would you welcome such an event? Take responsibility? Are you trying to lure me away from my lord? If that is your intention, by all means, please do it. I can see that you mean what you say. But for now, let us keep the proper distance from each other, as servants of different masters. One day, on the battlefield of my dreams, we will stand together as allies. Until that day. The Yuan clan has fallen. It is just as I said when we first met. Was that a compliment? Do not waste such kindness on me. I am a cold-hearted man. The place I once called home before I abandoned it is now but a memory. And yet, I do not shed a single tear. The Yuan clan fought bravely to the last at Mount Bailong. By enlisting the Huang, they even gave up their pride to survive. It was the kind of battle I wanted to see from them. They fought with the full force of their wisdom and might. I could hardly believe it was them, the way they stood against the odds, giving themselves completely to the cause of survival. I am even tempted to think that their fate would have been different if I had been there with them to fight to the bitter end. No, that would be unfair to everyone. I have made my choice. I live for nothing but the thrill of battle. I have no interest in why the fighting began or for what cause. For this reason, I will feel at home as long as I can be on the front lines serving Lord Cao Cao. Besides, I will be fighting by your side on countless battlefields for the foreseeable future. I have made the choice to come here based on my ideals. And the pride I feel in my decision will never turn into sadness and regret. I want you to feel the same way. Is that too selfish? You do. I don't think I've ever seen a sky so beautiful. Even things you have seen many times look different when your heart is clear. It's gotten cold. I'd like to warm myself up in your room tonight as well. I'm counting on you.
You know, I said this video would be longer than most of my Bond conversation videos, but it may not be at this rate.
Wait. It's you, isn't it? I am Zheng Liao. We've met before. I wonder if you remember me. We met on the battlefield. Seeing as we were enemies, I had little hope that you would remember me. But I'm glad you seem to have some recollection. My apologies for approaching you so bluntly. People have started to talk of you throughout the land. I had hoped to meet you properly one day. A skilled martial artist who walks among heroes on the battlefield, and yet who has not sworn allegiance to any particular lord. I wonder, what drives you to keep fighting? I see. I suppose it is your indomitable will that allows you to inspire the people around you. In my case, I fight for my lord, for Lord Louis Bu. That is my duty as his vassal. But you are free. Your reason for fighting comes from within. Unlike me, you feel no need to serve. I will admit, I'm a little envious. I understand your skepticism. After all, he betrayed even the oath he swore with Dong Zhuo, his adoptive father. But Lord Louis Bu is the greatest warrior to have ever lived. Fighting under him is an honor, and I feel no shame in serving him. I am committed to my lord, and I would give my life for him. That is my purpose in life. Apologies. I have taken up too much of your time with my wayward chatter. But I have enjoyed this talk. You have my thanks. As souls of the battlefield in this chaotic world, may we meet again, as allies or as enemies. When that day comes, I will show you what I am capable of. I wish you well until then. Oh. As expected, only you would be able to corner me undetected like that. But I know you mean me no harm. It's just that I was deep in thought for a moment there. You're as insightful as always. I'm glad we were able to meet here. There's a little matter I wish to discuss with you if you have a moment. Thank you. I knew I could count on your kindness. That's exactly why I feel I can confide in you. After facing defeat in Xiaopei, I prepared myself for my inevitable execution. I believed the blade of Lord Louis Bu should decay along with him, and I promised that I would ensure Lord Louis Bu was punished in the afterlife. Despite my conviction, Lord Cao Cao tried to convince me otherwise. He said he could not understand why a self-professed blade would choose to succumb to rust. He asked me to join him and said, "On the path before me lies what you seek." But have I truly? Lord Cao Cao's words are still a mystery to me. I was content to simply be a weapon for whomever I served. I sought nothing more than that. That is why I cannot understand. Lord Cao Cao seems to know what I seek. But I cannot even fathom what it is that we are walking towards together. Perhaps I must change under Lord Cao Cao's command. But I don't even know where to begin. You're right. There is no need to rush for an answer. Thank you. Talking with you always calms me and gives my mind clarity. I will continue to serve Lord Cao Cao as best I can, and continue to believe there is something waiting for me in the future. I was fortunate to have friends like Lord Guan Yu, to have training partners like Lord Shu Huang, to have advisors like Lord Xiahou Dun, military strategists like Lord Guo Jia and the others. And of course, you. There are many people from whom I can learn a great deal. There's not even a moment in which rust can form on this blade. And through further study, I'm sure to find the answer I seek.
One thing I kinda don't like about this game is how basically a self-insert character influences so many of the characters. I mean, I guess since you're the main character, you have to have some kind of relationship, but I don't think he should be influencing the decisions so much.
I'm just finishing up my training. If you have the time, I'd like to get to know you a bit better. I do. Perhaps some of my troubles have left me since last we talked. Do you remember the last time we spoke? I was conflicted about my reason to fight. At the time, I believed I was simply a weapon for my lord. That was all I could think of. That was why I couldn't understand Lord Cao Cao. when he spoke of the future. You saw right through me. I doubt I shall ever be as insightful as you. After fighting alongside you and all our great allies, I finally understand. Becoming a Lord's weapon does not mean to simply fight mindlessly. It means to take the will of one's Lord as their own. And if the Lord treads off the true path, they must be prepared to correct them. That is true fealty. That unyielding spirit is the mark of becoming a Lord's weapon. When I said I would ensure Lord Louis Bu was punished in the afterlife, Lord Cao Cao saw through me. He saw that this blade can still be sharpened further. You see through to the essence of matters as he does, don't you? However, this revelation of mine is still fresh. I may yet lose my way once again. If I do, I hope you can help me one more time. As someone with the same Lord, who knows all my flaws and insecurities, I entrust to you my everything. My dearest friend.
Quite the selection, wouldn't you say, my lady? We only sell quality goods. How about something to take home?
My, these are really lovely. But I don't have any money on me, since I've been separated from my maid. Excuse me, might you be willing to pay for this for me? Well, I have a feeling you'll be sympathetic to my circumstances if I explain myself to you.
My lady, this area isn't exactly dangerous, but I don't advise walking alone. It'd be best to rely on him for help. He's a renowned warrior in these parts.
Oh, is that right? Then it seems my impression was not mistaken. Would you be so kind as to escort me then? I promise to give you a reward once I'm home safely. I'm grateful for your help. Now, let's set off. I'm truly grateful for you today. That was my first time fully exploring the town. Very much so. It truly feels like a stroke of luck to have met you. I am so very glad that I snuck out of our residence. To tell the truth, I lied about being separated from my maid. I am from a widely respected family that has held high office in the county for generations. I was raised to be elegant and cultured, that I may be worthy of marrying a man from the prestigious Yuan family. I am much like a bird trapped in a cage. I have been given wings that are beautifully adorned, but they are not for me to take flight into the world with. The land is vast, with so much to see and so much to adore. And yet, when I marry into the Yuan family, I will be in another cage, only more lavish than the one I am in now. That is why I wanted to fly with my own wings before that happens. I suppose I ended up deceiving you. For that, I am sorry. I am grateful for your kindness. Today was special, as I could experience what lies beyond our residence. There were so many new things I was able to do with you. I will treasure them for the rest of my life.
I guess having the Bond name of the character unlocked, well, the name of the character unlocked through bonds, I should say, kind of spoils that conversation.
You there? You seem like a capable person. Would you be willing to escort me? Indeed. Now I'm as free as a bird. However, the world can be a dangerous place for a lone dove. Please don't think less of me for it. I just wanted to spend more time with you. Like last time. To have this opportunity once more is almost a miracle. After the Battle of Ye, everyone thought I would perish along with the Yuan family. That's what was expected of me. But a hand reached out, and I took it. For I knew the world is vast, and I wanted to keep on living, however shameful that may be. When we met before, I was still a sheltered girl, and yet you went along with my whims. I had been living in such a small world. My encounter with you was what gave me the opportunity to reconsider my life. Oh, you're as sweet as always. May I take advantage of that and ask you a favor? I would like you to keep our acquaintance a secret. I chose to live. That means I must continue to fight alongside the Cao clan. Some may attempt to decry our companionship as inappropriate. I do not wish to see you harassed because of me, so please. Oh, I didn't realize you were so daring. But even so, let us keep this friendship a secret between just us. I will become a flower blossoming in the open, and you will become a renowned general. And away from the public eye, we will be there for each other to offer support, and a shoulder to rest upon when needed. Friendship. Let us call it that. For now, at least.
You're still not telling me your name, huh?
Thank you. It was an incredibly valuable experience to be able to see such a precious item. As it happens, I was requested to provide something similar. Alas, no one makes them anymore. But now that I've had a chance to see it up close, I just might be able to recreate it. Oh, very. To my good fortune, many hold my artistic taste in high regard. I do have a higher goal, though. To make truly high-quality goods more popular among the nobility. What compelled me to sneak out of my residence, and then the castle, was a desire to broaden my horizons. But now I'm thinking, why not flourish where I already am, and cause the world around me to expand instead? It's something I've considered deeply for some time. Do you think that's arrogant? Is that so? Even so, I feel so young and free when I'm with you. How I wish the guards weren't around. Then, we could be as intimate as we like. Could we go and have a look at the market? In secret, of course, so that we can see how the common folk behave naturally. In fact, I insist that we go. Oh, don't you know that the trends change suddenly? And so too does a woman's heart. Our companionship shall become an open secret. Until now, we have merely been friends. Please, let us change that.
I still don't know your name. Even... Alright, so that's it for the Wei, bond conversations. I'll probably combine all the parts into one video and release it the next time I do a bond conversation day. But anyways, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.